Today I wanted to go ahead and show you how to make more elaborate scenes. Now when it comes to perspective, you have two choices. You can either draw a large box that you want the entire scene to be contained in and just break it down from there through bisecting, dividing, and whatnot. Or you can go ahead and start off with a simple object and just start moving out from there, expanding on top of that object. Either one is okay, and it depends on what project you're working for and what your size constraints are, and you may want to use both from time to time. But I wanted to go ahead and show you how to expand, since some people are wondering, well, how is it that I can add objects correctly in perspective on top of a simple object? So I thought I'd go ahead and do that. So what I have before me is a simple part of the picture plane. I've got my vanishing points, measuring points, center of vision. As you can tell, I've blown it up. I've blown it up to large proportions so that we can have a pretty decent sized cone of vision. And if you want to go and see how you do that, then you can go ahead and watch some of the previous videos where I sort of show you why that works, okay? So we're just trying to prevent some distortion from going on in our actual photograph here. And drawing for the end result. So let me go ahead and draw a basic cube. I'm just going to go ahead and place one arbitrarily, and then we'll go ahead and move on from there. Okay, so we went ahead and drew this cube, as you can see. Now this is basically just a lot of construction lines, but it's just to show you again how we would draw a cube involving the measuring points and whatnot. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab this layer, and I'm going to turn down the opacity just a bit. Actually, I'm going to turn everything up to 100 real quickly, just so I know what it is that we've got. And I'm going to go ahead and merge this all really quickly. Remember, if you're drawing on paper, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to draw all this really lightly. Now that we've got everything down with its opacity, let's go ahead and start talking about how we would design and put shapes on top of this, okay? So this is just going to be very simple. It's going to be very rough, but I just want to show you how you go about doing this. First thing that you're going to do is you're going to want to go ahead and add another layer. And this layer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bisect the cube. I'm going to make it so that we can, sort of figure out where it is that we want to add both our organic shapes as well as our geometric shapes on top of the design that we currently have. So now we've gone ahead and bisected everything. Let's go ahead and do so with dividing in half from the measuring points. So let's go ahead and draw straight through there. Same point, we're going to go from the vanishing point on the opposite side. We're going to draw through. That's about the middle, which is right there. A little bit of discrepancy there. It's okay, it's not too bad. Drawing through is going to give us about the middle point right there. And on the opposite side. And you can do this for every single side of the cube. I'm just going to go ahead and show you from the front since it's easier to see how you go ahead and divide that out. And then let's go ahead and divide it straight down the middle, so all of our areas can be checked off. We're going to go right down here. As you can see, there's a little bit of an issue with that one. And about right there, that one about lines up. That one lines up, so I'm just going to go ahead and check this one last time. Yeah, it's going to be about right there. Okay, so there we have it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that opacity down just a little bit. Now, you have designed, let's say, some object. This is relatively the proportions that you're constraining it to. So how do we move beyond this? Well, if we want, we can go ahead and just sort of sketch this in. So go ahead and just draw straight down. You can just draw right over it. Just like that and that. And I'm going to go ahead and make this box a little bit darker, just like you would in your drawing. There we go. And draw it out. Perfect. So now you have an actual object right there. Well, let's say that you now want to have let's say, I don't know, some stairs leading up to it. Okay, well, how would we go about doing that? Well, that's where we have to draw outwards. So, let's go ahead and add on top of it, shall we? So, I'm going to go ahead and put my stairs off to the side here. So I'm going to go ahead and make another layer, and I'm going to turn the opacity down just a little bit. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to draw straight from the mid portion where it connects outwards. Or actually, I'll use a different color so you'll be able to see it. I'll use some blue. So I'm going to go ahead and draw through the middle, and I'm going to go outwards. And do the same thing. I'm going to draw straight out from here. Now, I use my ruler. I'm going to go ahead and make it straight. I'm going to go ahead and, let's just say I go right there. I'm going to make this arbitrary because, of course, it could be of varying different lengths. We're going to draw from the vanishing point straight throughout. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing, drawing straight through here, through the bottom. Okay, now, this is where things get a little bit more sketchy. So, if we go ahead and divide this right here, we know that what we can do is we can go ahead and move outwards. So the way by which we do that is we kind of have to look at, how do we want our stairs to look? And we could go through the process of duplicating our, exactly outwards. And so we can go ahead and do that if we want to. So I'm going to say, okay, I want to duplicate this one portion, this 1/4 outwards. Okay, so what I need to do, if I want to do that, on the side right there, is I need to go ahead and draw this. I need to divide it. And then I would have to use the rule of bisecting. So now we bisected that. Okay, how do we move out one square evenly? Well, we go from the mid portion upwards, just like that. And remember how we talked about how if we do this, we can then draw straight down, and now we have expanded out exactly the same measurement as this quarter square, right? That's what we've just done. So we go ahead and we grab this and we move outwards. Now, of course, it's gone back just a little bit. But if we go ahead and find the relative position, I'd say it would meet at about right there. We can translate that back. Okay, translated it back. Now this is backwards, which means this whole area on the bottom and the top, from about right there to right there, as we just bisected it, is half of that square translated, being pushed out in space. Easy, right? So now, for those of you that are confused, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm talking about, and in just a second, all this is going to make a whole lot more sense. You're going to see exactly what it is that I'm talking about here. Let's go ahead and line these up relatively, right there. There we go, front and back. Let's go ahead and make these front and top. Boom, boom, just like that. Okay, let's go ahead and add this up. We're going to divide it in half, just to the top. Just like that, where it's been bisected. Okay, now we got it all around. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and grab this section right here. Or, well, where it would move out. So let's see. So it would be, if we did this and we went through the center right there, it would be about right there. That's where it was. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay, so we go right about there. Perfect. And now I'm going to go ahead and lower this just a bit more. And I'm going to go ahead and draw over that. I'm going to grab a darker red here. I'm going to go ahead and draw over that. So what I did was I expanded outwards. So we're going to draw it down. Oops. This is the new layer. So we're going to go down like this. This is where we bisected it in the middle. Okay. We went from here to here. And we went from the bottom up to there. And then just like that, we can go ahead and, let's see, we draw through from the bottom. Let's see. Oh, it was about right there. It'd be about right there. Draw up. A little bit of discrepancy right there. We've added a few too many lines. And we're going to go ahead and go from the middle over that way. We're going to draw up through to there, over to the side, over to the side, back over to there. Okay. And just like that, we've expanded outwards, right? We've made it a corner block of that, okay? So cool. There we go. There we have it. If we go ahead and draw along the sides, we go upwards, we've got a little ramp now. Just like that, we've got a little ramp. And we can divide this ramp into smaller sections, right? So let's go ahead and put that down. Make it even smaller. And if we go ahead and use some black and another layer, we can go ahead and show what this ramp looks like. Just like that. And we can go ahead and pull that down. And with this, we can increase it. So now you have a little ramp that's connected to the one box. Okay. Let's say that we want to make this even taller. Okay, we want to connect it in some way. Okay, perfect. We want to connect it. Let's say we want to go ahead and this is our little stairs that lead up here. We can do a little bit of a little fun drawing. So let's go ahead and turn this down. This one I'm just going to make a little bit more loosely. Forget about the actual application here. I'm going to go ahead and draw over. Oops. Let's go ahead and grab some orange here. I'm just going to go ahead and draw over. This is going to be very loose. This isn't going to be entirely accurate, but that's okay. Just coming on over here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and bisect that there. Then go up, bisect it there. And let's say that right here, just as we've just done, is a little doorway right there for our building. Just like that. It's a little doorway that people can go through. Just like that. And that's our stairs. We have our stairs, their little ramp. And you can actually make individual stairs, which I'll be showing in another video, how you're going to grab triangular surfaces to make stairs. But this is one way in which you can do it. Now, we want to go ahead and say, okay, that's pretty cool and all, but we now want to go ahead and we want to make something even more spectacular. Okay, what do we want to do? Let's go ahead and let's bisect this here. Let's bisect that here. And let's go ahead and make this cool prism of a sort if we want, or most people won't use prisms. It won't be as interesting. So let's say that we don't want to do a prism. What we want to do is we want to bisect this in half, and we want to make a little sky ramp that goes up. We want to make a little sky ramp. Okay. So we've got these little corners. So now we've got these little corners, okay. So I've just divided this, so this is a quarter, and the quarters have been made into even smaller ones. So we would have to pull this over here, divide that in half, pull through here, and divide that. And what we get is smaller and smaller and smaller squares. But now notice, if we go ahead and create another layer, what we can do is draw from this corner to that corner to that one, up through here to this one, and from here to there. Draw that down to half, just like that, where it intersects. Draw that up to there, just like that. And so there you have it. So now we have a little sky ramp. Okay, what do we do with this? Well, we can go as high as we want. We could technically go straight up. Let's say we could go straight up, like so. Say it's an elevator of some kind. Okay. We go ahead and grab this. We draw to the vanishing point. Draw to the vanishing point. Oops, that's a little bit too gray. I want to go ahead and grab some green here. Vanishing point. Vanishing point. Okay. And now we know where it needs to be cut off. Right? Now we know where it needs to be cut off. So we can go ahead and grab our little eraser here, or if you're just drawing really lightly, then you don't have to. Okay. And we know that according to our perspective, according to what we're looking at, right? According to our perspective, what we see is from here to here to here. And we could connect this to it. We could duplicate this block upwards, and we could make it, we could move that going upwards. We can do something different. Let's say we don't want it to be symmetrical. I say, you know what? I don't want it to be symmetrical. I just want to go ahead and I want to bisect this surface. I want to bisect this surface, and I'm going to bisect this one. Okay? And I'm going to go straight up. I'm going to go straight up between here, just like that, and I'm going to go straight up from here. It's been bisected. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw straight from here through the bisection. And I say, you know what? I want to make this connected to this really large, strange sort of object. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to draw straight through here. I'm going to draw straight through the corner of this side. And I'm going to draw straight through the corner of that side. So that's that prism, that's that rectangular elevator being pushed out. Now we can make this as large as we want. If we want to connect it, if we want to make, some strange shape, we could go from here, drag this out, okay, drag it out on the opposite side. Now this isn't even, I'm just sort of guessing. Okay. And then I'm going to connect it. I'm going to draw from here to here. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw, I'm going to bisect it from here to here. It's just all about planes. Okay, it's all about planes. So obviously you can see this isn't even. It's not even. But I'm not trying to make it even. All I'm trying to do is just make sort of uneven surface. And so I go ahead and I draw through here where the bisection is. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to duplicate it. So I'm going to go through this out to the other side, just like that. And I'm going to connect it here. And there we have it. Now I create a new layer. Go ahead and grab some black. I'm going to draw straight. I'm going to connect it. Boom, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring that down. Bring that down a bit. Now we've just created a whole new surface. Just like that. We can draw over this to make it a little bit, darker. There you go. So you see how it connects to that. And this is a little plane. If we want to bring it up a little bit, well, we can go ahead and do that. We can go ahead and draw upwards. Just 1, 2, 3. And we can't see the back side. That's okay. And then from this height, you can just say, that's kind of small. Let's go ahead and draw through the back one, make it a little bit larger. From here, we'll just go ahead and we'll make it. Okay. Straight through there to the corner. And then from here, we'll go to where the VP meets. About right there at that point. And we'll draw straight down. Almost. It was so close. So close. It was right there. Whoops. Perfect. And there you have it. Now you have another plane which has just been put on top of that. And you could go ahead and divide that, and you could make a skylight or whatever it is that you wanted to do. And you can make even sort of other objects on top of that. Okay. So that was sort of how to draw shapes and put them on top of each other through bisecting to create larger scenes. And that's how we do that, is we just constantly move through that process. We can also do organic shapes and that sort of stuff. In another video, I'll be showing you how to make more organic shapes, how to sketch them a little bit easier, and that sort of deal. So I hope that you enjoyed, and I will be seeing you in the next video.